Okay, so, Megan, it is Tuesday, June 22nd. And the opening hot topic is about the voting rights bill and the compromises that are trying to be made to get Joe Manchin and, is it Karen Sinema? God, I can't remember her name. The senator from your home state of Arizona, on board to voting for it. And I guess the big compromise here is, allowing for some form of voter identification, but not being so specific about what type of identification is required, so that you would be able to use, everyday items like your electric bill or, some sort of official mail that comes to your address, to show that you are who you are. Because technically, you got all uppity about, the Democrats are walking this back because it used to be, akin to Jim Crow. The whole point of not requiring voter ID is that you can't require something that someone has to pay for to own. You don't get government-issued IDs for free. So if the government-issued IDs were free, then that would be a perfectly acceptable form of identification at the polls. But you just want to take it as some sort of flip-flopping on the Democrats, and although you constantly say the Republicans don't need any help from Democrats about how we're going to win and how we're going to come back, so you don't want to hear it, but you love to give advice to the Democrats about what they need to do, or the shaky ground that they're on, saying that if the only messaging we can get out in 2022 is about voter IDs and defunding the police, we're going to lose real bad, you think. But that's just your tiny little brain realizing that we may have more to run on. What the Democrats are terrible at doing is demonizing the other side, which is what the Republicans are great at, demonizing the Democrats and creating all sorts of fear that somehow we're going to ruin the world. Although, I haven't seen the country fall apart yet, under, Democrat rule so far. So, we do have an issue in 2022 in making sure that we get out the message of how dangerous it is to vote for the GOP. But, a lot of that also takes, we got to get something in order, and some legislation to hang our hats on by the time we get there. And part of this public play out of the negotiation of the voter rights bill, the Democrats need to be seizing on the opportunity to say the Republicans aren't negotiating in good faith. This is not about bipartisanship for them. This is just simply about obstruction for them. And that's what we need to, that's the messaging that needs to get out. But, I'm sure that we'll just pay attention to what you said, and we'll only talk about voting ID and defunding the police. When it came time for talking about what's his name, Carl Nassib's coming out, the NFL player, you took the easy way out of that one by just echoing what your co-host said, and offering another sports figure. But I think really Joy is going to take the heat for today, with her penetration in the end zone joke, which I guess I'm not supposed to find funny, but I do. I love gay sex sports innuendo, but that's just me. So you're a little off the hook for the day. Bernie Sanders is on tomorrow, so I'm sure, it should be fiery, but you'll back right down, you little chicken.